As a nation mourns, as politicians and media pundits pretend to be virtuous, and as flags fly at half-mast, it's still no measure of great health to be considered well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society.
Let's go ahead and go now to Fox News anchor Brett Baer, who is joining us now live from Washington, D.C. Brett, what can you tell us? This was expected. We'd heard a statement from the family, but now, as we just said, John McCain dead at the age of 81.
Yeah, Marianne, it's a sad day because there are not many John McCains out there in the world, and he was unique on Capitol Hill. His ability to stand up to not only his party, but his ability to reach across the aisle and have relationships and get things done in an environment in Washington that is obviously increasingly partisan. John McCain was a unique figure. He always was, not only from the time that he served in Vietnam and spent that time in the Hanoi Hilton as a prisoner of war, but also as a senator, where he fought vigorously for the U.S. military. He fought vigorously for counterterrorism efforts against Al-Qaeda and terrorists around the world, and also fought for regular order in the United States Senate. He is one of these figures that is kind of a lion of the Senate. If you think of the Senate, Ted Kennedy, Orrin Hatch, John McCain is a big name when it comes to the U.S. Senate. And it's a sad day. The 2008 presidential nominee, obviously taking a lot of controversy, and some conservatives really had a problem with his vote on Obamacare late in the night on the Senate floor with the thumbs down on repealing and replacing Obamacare, but gave one of his most impassioned speeches saying that regular order had to happen, and that it wasn't about stuffing legislation down lawmakers' throats. He was somebody who stood up to power, and he was a unique figure in American history. And I think you can't really put your finger on many people who have served as much or the kind of service that John McCain has served the United States.
What sacred, untouchable superstition consumes the minds of the masses that they could immortalize as a saint and hero a guy who's a known warmonger, a man who incessantly beat the drums of war and called for your tax dollars to initiate the termination of countless innocent human lives, a man who lived his life as a cheerleader and mouthpiece for the sinister, money-consuming, immoral military-industrial complex, a man who sold out his country as a shameless traitor and war profiteer. Currently, mainstream media, including tech giant Google, are tripping over themselves as they rush to the camera and the internet to tell you how great they thought John McCain was, what a tremendous hero he was, or in the words of CNN's Wolf Blitzer, what a wonderful, wonderful man he was.
Yeah, it was underscored the nature of this wonderful, wonderful man. It just shows what kind of man he was, a true American hero.
This wonderful, wonderful man.
To paint a man out to be something entirely different from what he truly was and set him up on a pedestal as a valiant person to be honored is the epitome of fake news. And every network from CNN to CBS, right on down to Fox, is taking their window of opportunity to push this nonsense out to the masses as they trample principle and suppress true righteousness to do it. Not one person on the air is telling the truth about this man. Even the Young Turks, who are staunchly anti-Republican, and even while acknowledging his warmongering ways and being caught up in corruption scandals early in his political career, managed to paint him in a good light.
John McCain just passed away a little while ago, and he was a giant. He was one of the most important and relevant senators of my life. This is similar to when Ted Kennedy passed away. These are the absolute giants of the Senate. Man, I don't know a senator who was a bigger figure in my life, with the possible exception of Ted Kennedy. And I don't know anyone who's had a bigger record of pros and cons. Is as mixed a record as you could possibly get The warmongering, in my opinion, was just horrific. But the fight against torture, the fight to clean up campaign finance, and constantly reaching across the aisle in legitimate ways. But unfortunately, even though he fought against Bush and Trump, he voted with Bush and Trump a great majority of the time. So for better or for worse, it was John McCain, and he made a giant impact. And now, obviously, a huge part of the country mourns him.
Remember, John McCain is the reason the IRS will continue to steal additional money from us to fund Obama's Unaffordable Care Act.
1:29 a.m. Senator McCain re-enters the chamber. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell stands at the front of the room like he had most of the night. The grin on his face, though, quickly disappears.
Mr. Peters.
Senator Bernie Sanders appears to nudge Senator Jeanne Shaheen as if to say, "Watch this." McCain waves his hand to get the attention of the Senate clerk, pauses for just a moment, and gives a dramatic thumbs down. An audible gasp on the Senate floor, and then commotion. Some Democrats can't contain their excitement. Senator Elizabeth Warren leans in to get a better look and breaks into applause. Senator Dianne Feinstein, a single assertive clap. Senator Sherrod Brown slams his hand on the desk in affirmation, while some Republicans, like Senator Marco Rubio, stare in disbelief. Senator Bill Cassidy drops his head. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer turns and waves his arms, apparently trying to quiet them, as Senator John McCain turns around and walks back to his chamber desk all alone.
It is a truly sick society that can elevate to the status of brave and noble lion, a global military-industrial complex mouthpiece, and Zionist shill. In a failed attempt to prove themselves virtuous, mainstream media is pulling out all the stops to honor this man who would just as soon see innocent people sanctioned and bombed to death than create peace and walk a principled life. Fox News, in video after video, has amassed an embarrassing dislike to like ratio in their headlong effort to induct this man into the Sainthood Hall of Fame. And in true dishonest form, they have stifled the voices of dissent by disabling the comments under every single one of their videos. Somehow, we can unite in honoring the dead, no matter how lengthy the list of their crimes against humanity, but we just can't seem to be unified on principle and common human decency by honoring the innocent living. This is just one more indicator that our society is profoundly sick and that the mainstream and social media giants continue to be profoundly allergic to telling the truth. Guys, I don't know how much longer my channel will be around here on YouTube. Please take a minute and sign up to my email list. It's free, painless, and you'll get some cool stuff. Also, take another minute to subscribe to my decentralized, censorship-free BitChute and Steemit channels. All these links are in the description. I want you to know this. If my channel goes down, I'll still produce content for you guys through my website and through BitChute and Steemit. So make sure you stay connected through the email subscription link in the description below. Just watch the 45-second video on my website and you'll be all set. If you want to support my work on this channel, grab a shirt, snag a flashlight, or hit me up on Patreon and PayPal. I'll see you guys in the next video. Before you go, check out one of the most in-your-face, hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt stores on the planet. Just by wearing one of these t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, or cutoffs, and without saying a word, you can let people know that black rifles matter. You can inform the sleeping masses that fluoride is dumbing them down, that Google is a gulag-style censorship machine, that the Department of Homeland Security is merely security theater, that the NSA makes your private life their business, that the Grim Reaper supports everyone's troops, that we need to legalize freedom, that in life there are no excuses, that CNN is a communist news network, voting is the suggestion box of slaves, that 9/11 was a lie, and that all official stories should be questioned. Also, let people know we're in the middle of a full-blown sheepvolution, taxation is theft, The IRS is an immoral robbery service. Cops enjoy protecting and serving the crap out of you. That the space you occupy is not a gun-free zone, and that gun-free zones are the most dangerous places on earth. Your purchase helps support more hard-hitting content on my censored channel. As of the recording of this video, I have over 90 designs. I take your requests for new designs, and I'm adding new ones every week, so check back often. The link to the store is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.